You now understand the entry points: attention, warmth, listening, and alignment. That gets you in the room. But staying in the room requires something heavier: trust, authority, a reputation that doesn't crack under pressure. The enemy in this phase is not ignorance, it's ego, the need to look impressive, the need to look invincible, the need to win the moment instead of winning the mission. Influence at scale is leadership, and leadership is not built on charm. It's built on decisions, perception, and the one asset you can't fake forever: credibility. We're going to cover command, loyalty, perception, and timing. And then we'll handle the silent assassin of influence, lying to impress. Welcome back, y'all. I appreciate you for continuing to tune into the videos. Make sure you hit that like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. All right, let's get into it. Hesitation tells people you don't trust yourself. And if you don't trust yourself, why should they? Most men wait for certainty before they move. They want guarantees. They want a perfect plan. That's not prudence. That's fear dressed as intelligence. Command begins when you choose, not blindly, not recklessly, but cleanly, with purpose. Psychologically, people relax around decisiveness because it reduces ambiguity. Philosophically, choosing is the cost of being an adult. You accept consequences. Strategically, the one who acts first shapes the battlefield. Even a small move forces others to respond. Imagine two captains in a storm. One keeps considering options while the ship drifts toward rocks. The other gives orders, adjusts, and holds the line. Same storm, different outcome, standard. Speak in final sentences, not soft fog. Decide, then adjust. If you must delay, name the exact reason and exact time you'll decide. Uncertainty is acceptable. Indecision is not. Now that you can act, you need to know what you're acting on: human motive. People don't follow logic. They follow meaning, status, safety, and reward. A leader who doesn't understand motive becomes a manager of surfaces. He issues commands that look correct on paper and fail in reality. Men move for honor, for ambition, for belonging, for fear of being irrelevant. Your job isn't to judge these drives. Your job is to read them. Psychologically, motive is the engine beneath the words. Philosophically, everyone carries a private hunger. No one is purely rational. Strategically, when you appeal to the true engine, you get consistent movement instead of temporary compliance. Think of a soldier polishing his boots. It's not about leather, it's identity, it's pride, it's being seen. Miss that, and you miss the man. Standard. Before you try to lead someone, answer this: what do they want more of? What do they fear losing? What identity are they protecting? Then speak to that, not to your fantasy of who they should be. Now we turn motive into loyalty without fear. Men will bleed for a symbol if the symbol proves they matter. Strategic praise is not softness, it is control. You reward what you want repeated. You recognize what you want defended. A leader who never acknowledges people creates a desert. People still work, but they stop caring. And when they stop caring, they start negotiating their loyalty. Psychologically, recognition reinforces behavior and bonds the group. Philosophically, it's justice. Effort deserves witness. Strategically, it makes you the source of status. That is real power. Picture a ribbon pinned on a uniform. The ribbon is cheap. The meaning is expensive. It says, you are counted. Standard. Praise publicly when it builds identity. Correct privately when it preserves dignity. Tie recognition to specific behaviors: courage, precision, discipline, initiative. But praise without example is theater. So we tighten the standard. You can't demand what you refuse to endure. Most men want the authority of leadership without the cost. They want others to suffer while they stay comfortable. That is not leadership. That is exploitation. And people sense it fast. When you share burden, you earn legitimacy. When you take the hard work seriously, others take the mission seriously. This is why the strongest leaders don't need to beg for respect. Their life produces it. Psychologically, humans detect hypocrisy like smoke. Philosophically, integrity is alignment between word and action. Strategically, example multiplies. One disciplined man can reset the culture of a room. Imagine a commander who eats last, stands first watch, and doesn't ask anyone to do what he won't do. He doesn't need to raise his voice. His presence is the order, standard. Do the hard thing where people can see it. Be early. Be prepared. Carry more than your share when it matters. Let your standards speak before your mouth does. Now we address the uncomfortable truth. Perception matters. Not because we're shallow, but because we're human. People don't react to your intentions. They react to what they believe you are. If they perceive you as unstable, they step away. If they perceive you as weak, they test you. If they perceive you as solid, they relax into cooperation. You don't control every rumor, but you control your presentation, your posture, your tone, your consistency, your emotional discipline. Psychologically, the brain uses shortcuts. It judges quickly to stay safe. Philosophically, reputation is the shadow your actions cast. Strategically, perception determines access. Access determines options. Picture a blade. If your hand trembles, no one wants you holding it near them. If your hand is steady, they trust you with dangerous work. Standard. Eliminate visible panic. Speak slower than your impulse. Keep your word on small things. Small broken promises train people to doubt you on big ones. Now, influence expands when you stop trying to destroy opposition and start converting it. Chapter 6. Turn enemies into allies without losing your edge. The highest victory is the one that doesn't cost blood. Some men collect enemies like trophies. They confuse conflict with strength. In reality, it's inefficiency. A leader studies rivals, not to flatter them, to map them. What do they want? What do they need? What are they afraid you'll become? Then you offer a path where cooperation serves their interest more than resistance. Psychologically, people soften when they can save face. Philosophically, you are not obligated to hate what opposes you. Strategically, converting a rival removes friction and adds capability. Imagine two forces on a ridge. You can charge uphill and lose men, or you can make the other side step down on their own, believing it was their choice. Standard. Don't argue with rivals in public. Speak privately when possible. Offer terms that let them keep dignity. Make the deal clear, and watch for betrayal without paranoia. But there's a line. If you never draw it, you become a doormat with a vocabulary. Mercy is a tool. So is steel. Most men swing between extremes. They're endlessly nice until they explode, or they're cruel because it feels powerful. Ruthlessness is neither. It is clean action taken at the correct moment for the correct reason, with no extra emotion. Psychologically, clear boundaries create safety. Philosophically, there is no virtue in allowing rot to spread. Strategically, tolerating sabotage teaches others that sabotage is permitted. Think of a ship with a leak. You don't hold a meeting to honor the water. You seal the breach. Standard. Define non-negotiables. If someone violates them, act fast, not loudly, not theatrically, simply consequences, and then you move on. Now we reach the silent assassin, the thing that collapses trust faster than any mistake. Young men lie when they haven't built enough real proof yet. They have potential, intelligence, vision, but not enough mileage. So they manufacture status with words, and it destroys them. A lie told to impress is not strategic. It's suicidal. Because it's not built to achieve an objective. It's built to patch an insecurity in real time. Here's how it ends. You meet someone sharp, someone worth knowing. You talk. They seem bright. Then they start gussing up their life. A title that doesn't fit, a deal that doesn't add up, a story with missing physics. And then the final lie comes, the one that gives it away. They claim they bought into a business, spent serious money, but can't answer the only question that matters. What percentage do you own? They don't know because it never happened. At that moment, the relationship dies. Not because they lack achievement, but because they've proven they can't be trusted. Trust is the foundation of influence because influence requires exposure. You share plans, weaknesses, information, risk. If the other person is a liar, you lock everything down. You never tell them the truth. You never give them leverage. You keep them at arm's length forever. And liars always get caught, not because the world is fair, because the brain is sloppy under deception. You remember truth effortlessly. You forget lies. Time passes, the story shifts, details don't match, and someone remembers what you said years ago. Truth has one version. Lies require maintenance. Standard. If you don't know, say you don't know. If you haven't done it, don't imply you have. If you're building, speak from the build. I'm early, I'm learning, I'm aiming here. Competence grows. Integrity must be immediate. Your reputation is a weapon. Don't blunt it to win a 5-second moment. Influence is not taken by noise. It's earned by credibility, clarity, and controlled force. If you want real power, become the kind of man whose words don't need decoration. Decide, understand motive, reward what matters, lead from the front, guard your reputation, convert when you can, cut when you must, and never trade trust for applause. Because applause is air, trust is leverage. Once again, I appreciate you for sticking to the end. Make sure you hit that like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. I'll catch you on the next one.